They say the soul's deepest wounds often become its most profound wisdom. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain once observed, "It's a simple truth, isn't it?" Yet, for so many of us, the second day remains elusive, shrouded in the noise of external expectations, the clamor of comparison, and the echoes of past hurts. We spend years, sometimes decades, trying to find our footing in a world that constantly shifts beneath us, believing that validation or purpose lies outside, in the gaze of others, in the accumulation of things, or in the perfect, polished version of ourselves we present to the world. But what if the true discovery, the profound why, begins not with a grand revelation sparked by external forces, but with a quiet, deliberate turning inward? What if it begins when we consciously choose to dim the lights on the outside world and illuminate the intricate, often messy, landscape of our own being? This isn't about isolation, it's about cultivation. It's about recognizing that the most fertile ground for growth, for healing, for discovering that elusive why, exists within the silent chambers of our own minds, protected from the endless chatter and superficial judgments that define so much of modern existence. Think for a moment about the moments that have truly shaped you, the moments that carved new pathways in your spirit. Were they not often born from solitude, from introspection, from the quiet aftermath of a storm? It's in those spaces, free from the incessant need to perform, to explain, to justify, that we begin to hear the whispers of our own intuition, the subtle stirrings of our authentic self. We live in a world obsessed with broadcasting, with curating an image, with proving our worth through likes and shares and external accolades. This constant outward focus, this relentless pursuit of external validation, is a potent distraction from the real work, the quiet, often arduous, internal labor of building resilience, fostering genuine self-worth, and forging a purpose that resonates from our core, not from popular opinion. Consider the titans of industry, the visionaries who reshaped our world. Did Thomas Edison spend his days consumed by what his detractors were saying? Or did he tirelessly, silently, iterate through thousands of failed experiments until he brought light to the world? Did Henry Ford waste precious hours justifying his revolutionary production methods to skeptics? Or did he quietly, determinedly, build an automobile empire that democratized transportation? Their focus was internal, their conviction unwavering, their dedication to their vision paramount. They understood that true progress and lasting impact is rarely born in the marketplace of public opinion, but rather in the crucible of dedicated, silent effort. This isn't to say that external feedback is without value, but its proper place is secondary, informing rather than dictating our deepest convictions. The danger arises when the external becomes the primary barometer of our worth, when the voices outside become louder than the wisdom within. We find ourselves living lives designed to please others, to fit molds that suffocate our unique spirit, ultimately leading to a pervasive sense of unfulfillment. Even if outwardly we appear to have made it, the journey of healing from trauma, of navigating profound loss, of rising from major life setbacks, demands an even greater commitment to this internal focus. When the foundations of our world have been shaken, when trust has been fractured, when the very ground beneath us feels unstable, the natural inclination can be to desperately seek external anchors, to cling to anything that promises stability. But true stability, enduring peace, is forged from within. It's built on the bedrock of self-awareness, self-compassion, and an unshakable belief in our own capacity to heal and rebuild. This requires a deliberate, often courageous, turning away from the external noise, a conscious decision to quiet the insistent demands of the world and listen to the faint yet persistent stirrings of our own inner resilience, the loudest voices, The most insistent demands often come from those least invested in our genuine growth. They come from the algorithms designed to capture our attention, from the fleeting trends that promise instant gratification, from the societal narratives that define success in superficial terms. To truly focus on yourself means to become a curator of your own internal landscape, to meticulously choose what thoughts you entertain, what beliefs you cultivate, and what energies you allow to permeate your spirit. It means understanding that your mind is not a public square where every passing thought or external opinion deserves an audience. It is a sacred sanctuary, a workshop where the architecture of your future is being designed. What are you building there? In the silence, away from the prying eyes and the critical whispers, are you constructing walls of fear and self-doubt, fueled by the comparisons you make to others' highlight reels? Or are you laying the groundwork for a future rooted in your deepest values, a future that aligns with the truest expression of who you are, regardless of external validation? The quiet moments, the ones where you are unobserved, unjudged, are where true transformation takes root. Consider the immense power of discipline, not as a rigid set of rules, but as an act of self-love. It is the silent commitment to showing up for yourself. Even when the world outside offers 1,000 distractions, it is the unwavering dedication to your purpose. Even when the path is unclear and the immediate rewards are invisible, Walt Disney didn't build an empire of imagination by constantly seeking approval. He faced bankruptcy and rejection countless times, yet he quietly, persistently worked on his vision, nurturing it in the silence until it blossomed into a global phenomenon. Abraham Lincoln, burdened by the weight of a nation at war, found solace and clarity in quiet contemplation, often drafting his most profound speeches and strategies in solitude. These figures weren't immune to external pressures or criticisms, but they understood that their internal conviction, their silent focus, was the engine of their greatness. They understood that the deepest wellsprings of courage and creativity are often found not in the clamor of external validation, but in the quietude of self-reflection and unwavering resolve. This silent focus isn't about being oblivious to the world. It's about discerning what truly serves your highest good and what is merely a distraction. It's about developing an internal compass so finely tuned that it guides you through the storms of external opinion, anchoring you firmly in your own truth. When you truly commit to this internal work, something profound begins to shift. The need for external approval diminishes. The sting of criticism loses its power. The siren song of comparison fades into the background. You begin to operate from a place of profound inner certainty, a quiet confidence that doesn't need to announce itself, doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. This confidence is forged in the fires of personal struggle, in the quiet victories over self-doubt, in the unwavering commitment to your own path. Regardless of how unconventional it may seem to others, it's the kind of confidence that allowed someone like Marie Curie to relentlessly pursue her groundbreaking work in radioactivity, often facing skepticism and prejudice, yet silently, powerfully, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. Her focus was not on external acclaim, but on the profound internal pursuit of scientific truth. The cultivation of this silent focus is an act of profound self-respect. It's an acknowledgement that your internal world, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs is the most valuable asset you possess. When we neglect this inner sanctuary, allowing it to become a dumping ground for external anxieties and superficial desires, we compromise our capacity for genuine joy, authentic purpose, and lasting peace. This silent work doesn't mean becoming aloof or uncaring. Quite the opposite. When you are truly centered within yourself, you have more to offer the world, not less. You give from a place of abundance, not depletion. You connect from a place of authenticity, not performance. Think of it as tending to a garden. If you constantly expose your delicate seedlings to harsh winds and relentless sun without providing proper shelter and nourishment, they will wither. Your inner self is just as vulnerable, just as deserving of protection and care. One of the most insidious ways we lose our focus is through the endless pursuit of external narratives about what our lives should look like. We compare our raw, messy, behind-the-scenes reality to everyone else's curated, filtered, perfected highlight reels. This constant comparison is a thief of joy, a destroyer of self-worth. It breeds a perpetual sense of inadequacy, making us believe we are always falling short, always behind, always needing to catch up. But the truth is, everyone is on their own unique journey, facing their own unseen battles, carrying their own silent burdens. Your starting line is not someone else's. Your path is not theirs. To truly focus on yourself means to bravely, unapologetically, walk your own path, at your own pace, guided by your own internal compass. It means understanding that the only true competition is with the person you were yesterday, and in that silent competition, the greatest victories are often won not by grand gestures, but by persistent, quiet efforts. The ancient Stoics understood this profoundly. They preached the power of focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, our actions, our reactions, and releasing attachment to what is not. This isn't about apathy, it's about strategic self-preservation. It's about channeling your precious energy into the areas where you can truly make a difference, both in your own life and, subsequently, in the world around you. When you silence the external noise, you create space for clarity, for true discernment. You begin to see your own strengths more clearly, your unique gifts, the specific ways you are meant to contribute. This clarity is not found in the echo chamber of social media or in the fleeting opinions of others. It is forged in the quiet crucible of self-reflection, in the deliberate act of disconnecting from the overwhelming external demands and reconnecting with your own inner wisdom. This inward journey is where purpose is truly found, not manufactured. This journey of silent focus is not a passive retreat. It is an active, ongoing process of self-mastery. It demands discipline, consistency, and a profound commitment to your own well-being. It means establishing boundaries, protecting your energy, and being fiercely protective of your mental and emotional space. It means saying no to distractions, no to external pressures that don't align with your values, and no to anything that pulls you away from your true north. Think of it as building an internal fortress, not to keep the world out, but to create a safe space where your true self can flourish, unhindered by the chaos and judgment that often characterize the external environment. This fortress is built brick by brick, through every conscious choice to prioritize your inner peace over external validation, your authentic growth over fleeting trends, your deep purpose over superficial pursuits. Consider the transformative power of a quiet learning journey. When you are truly focused on acquiring knowledge, on mastering a skill, on understanding a complex idea, you delve deep. You aren't performing for an audience. You are engaging with the material, wrestling with concepts, internalizing wisdom. This is how true expertise is built, how profound insights are gained. The greatest innovators, the most impactful leaders, were not merely observers of their world. They were profound students, constantly learning, constantly evolving, often in quiet solitude. From Leonardo da Vinci's meticulous anatomical studies to Albert Einstein's thought experiments, their breakthroughs often stemmed from periods of intense, undistracted, internal focus. They understood that true wisdom is not found in the clamor of external discourse, but in the focused, disciplined engagement with ideas within the sanctity of their own minds. This depth of focus allows for a level of understanding and innovation that superficial engagement simply cannot achieve. When you silence the outside world, you create an opening for something truly remarkable. The ability to hear your own intuition. That quiet, knowing voice within you that often gets drowned out by the noise. This intuition is your inner guide, your built-in compass, always pointing you towards your highest good. It's the subtle nudge, the quiet whisper, the feeling in your gut that tells you to take a chance, to hold back, to trust yourself. But like a faint signal, it can only be heard when the static of external distractions is minimized. For those who have experienced trauma, this intuitive voice can sometimes feel buried, overshadowed by fear or doubt, but it is always there, waiting to be rediscovered, strengthened, and trusted. The journey of silent focus is, in many ways, the journey of reconnecting with that innate wisdom, of learning to trust yourself again, deeply and completely. And as you learn to trust that inner voice, you unlock a profound sense of adaptability and resilience. Life, as we all know, is a relentless series of changes, setbacks, and unexpected turns. The external world is inherently unpredictable, but when your focus is internal, when your sense of self is anchored in your own truth, you become less susceptible to the buffetings of external circumstance. You become like a tree with deep roots, able to weather the fiercest storms because your stability comes from within, not from the shifting sands of external conditions. This isn't about being impervious to pain or disappointment. It's about developing the capacity to process those experiences, to learn from them, and to emerge stronger, more compassionate, and more aligned with your purpose. This resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate diligently, silently, through every challenge you face with an unwavering commitment to your own internal growth. The ultimate aim of this silent focus is not to isolate yourself from humanity, but to prepare yourself to engage with it more authentically, more powerfully, and with greater purpose. When you are truly grounded in who you are, when your purpose is clear and your values are unshakable, you become a beacon, a source of light and inspiration for others. You become a living testament to the transformative power of resilience, the profound wisdom found in introspection, and the enduring strength forged in the quiet depths of the human spirit. This quiet strength, this internal focus, is the true engine of meaningful contribution. It's what allowed figures like Harriet Tubman, operating often in the shadows and with immense personal risk, to guide so many to freedom, fueled by an unwavering internal conviction that transcended external threats. And it's what propelled figures like Nelson Mandela through decades of imprisonment to emerge not with bitterness, but with an unshakable commitment to reconciliation. His spirit unbroken because his focus remained steadfastly on his vision for a just future. So, let the world roar if it must. Let the external voices compete for attention. Let the fleeting trends come and go. Your deepest work, your most profound growth, the unveiling of your truest purpose will happen in the quiet. It will happen when you choose to turn down the volume on the outside and amplify the wisdom within. It will happen when you commit to the silent, steadfast pursuit of your own becoming. This journey, undertaken with courage and unwavering focus, will not only transform your life but will ripple outward, subtly yet powerfully, impacting everything and everyone around you. For when you are truly focused on yourself, when you are silently, diligently cultivating the garden of your own soul, you are not just building a better life for yourself. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be, radiating a quiet and an undeniable strength that changes the world. One silent, powerful step at a time. The path forward is not found in the clamor, but in the quiet, in the unwavering commitment to your own truth. Choose silence, choose yourself, and watch what miracles unfold.